Israel bombed sites in the Gaza Strip early Wednesday, Palestinian security sources said, after rocket fire from the Hamas-controlled territory into Israel the previous evening. Hours earlier, a rocket fired by Palestinians in Gaza struck the coastal Israel city of Ashdod, wounding 2 people. Occupation forces said rocket warning sirens went off in Israeli communities bordering Gaza after the 2 rockets were fired from the Gaza Strip, one of which was intercepted by its Iron Dome anti-missile system. There was no immediate claim of responsibility from Palestinian factions operating in Gaza. The UN Security Council on Wednesday asked Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to appoint a special envoy to broker peace in Libya, although Russia and China abstained from voting on the resolution that also extended the UN mission in the country. Hassan Salameh, who headed the UN political mission and was also charged with trying to mediate peace, quit in March due to stress. Secretary-General Guterres informally proposed a replacement, while the United States wanted the role split to have one person run the UN mission and the special envoy to focus on mediation. The Security Council agreed to that proposal on Wednesday. The Myanmar military has said it is investigating possible wider patterns of violations before and during a 2017 crackdown in Rakhine State that the United Nations had said was executed with genocidal intent against Rohingya Muslims. More than 730,000 Rohingya fled to Bangladesh that year following the launch of a sweeping security campaign that refugees said included mass killing and arson. The army has denied genocide, saying it was carrying out a legitimate operation against Rohingya militants, but says it has court-martialed some troops over incidents in certain villages, though details on the perpetrators, their crimes and sentences have not been released. The military, in a statement carried in state media on Wednesday, acknowledged for the first time a possible broader pattern of abuses. Japan's Yoshihide Suga was voted Prime Minister by its parliament's lower house on Wednesday, becoming the country's first new leader in nearly 8 years as he readied a continuity cabinet expected to keep about half of predecessor Shinzo Abe's lineup. The new premier, Abe's longtime right-hand man, has pledged to pursue many of Abe's programs, including his signature Abenomics economic strategy, and to forge ahead with structural reforms, including deregulation and streamlining bureaucracy. Abe, Japan's longest-serving premier, resigned because of ill health after nearly 8 years in office. Prime Minister Suga served under him in the pivotal post of Chief Cabinet Secretary. President Donald Trump said Wednesday that a coronavirus vaccine may be available within a month, but added that the pandemic could go away by itself. Democrats have expressed concern that President Trump is putting political pressure on government health regulators and scientists to approve a rushed vaccine in time to help turn around his uphill bid for re-election against challenger Joe Biden on November 3rd. Experts, including top U.S. government infectious diseases Dr. Anthony Fauci, says vaccine approval is more likely toward the end of the year. China is inoculating tens of thousands of citizens with experimental coronavirus vaccines and attracting international interest in their development, despite expert safety concerns. The superpower launched a vaccine emergency use program in July, offering 3 experimental shots developed by a unit of state pharmaceutical giant China National Pharmaceutical Group and US-listed Sinovac Biotech. A 4th COVID-19 vaccine being developed by CanSino Biologics was approved for use by the Chinese military in June. India's total coronavirus cases passed 5 million on Wednesday, Health Ministry data showed, as the pandemic extends its grip on the vast country at an ever faster rate. With its latest 1 million cases recorded in just 11 days, a world record, India now has 5.02 million infections. Only the United States has more, with 6.59 million. India has for some time been recording the world's biggest daily jumps in cases, and on Wednesday, the rise was just over 90,000 with a record 1,290 deaths. While India took 167 days to reach 1 million cases, the next million came in just 21 days, faster than the United States and Brazil. A large fire broke out near the port area of the Ancona on Italy's Adriatic coast in the early hours of Wednesday morning, sending a huge column of flame and smoke into the air, officials said, but no casualties were reported. The fire service said the fire broke out near the port involving several warehouses and said 16 firefighting teams were present at the scene. A major fire that has been raging outside Los Angeles for more than a week threatened to engulf a historic observatory and billion-dollar broadcast towers on Wednesday as firefighters struggled to contain the flames. The so-called Bobcat fire was within 150 meters from the 116-year-old Mount Wilson Observatory, the U.S. Forest Service said in a tweet, while fire officials said crews were in place ready to receive the fire. According to the Angels National Forest, firefighters battling the blaze had made slight headway in recent days in trying to control the flames that erupted September 6, but containment shrank from 6% to 3% on Wednesday. Hurricane Sally has made its final grinding approach to the U.S. Gulf Coast, inching towards a daybreak landfall as an upgraded Category 2 storm after winds intensified overnight. According to the 5-step Saffir-Simpson scale, winds were clocked at 160 km per hour, able to cause extensive damage. The National Hurricane Center said it also possessed the risk of life-threatening flash flooding, with more than 60 centimeters of rain landing on some areas as it creeps inland. Sally was 105 kilometers southeast of Mobile, Alabama early on Wednesday and creeping toward the Alabama-Florida border at 4 kilometers per hour. The center said its winds and rains will stretch from Mississippi to the Florida Panhandle. Energy ministers from OPEC Plus, the oil alliance led by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Russia, are preparing for a crucial meeting on Thursday amid signs that the recovery in global oil markets is slowly down because of a resurgence in COVID-19 pandemic. Projections for 2020 crude demand have been downgraded in the past couple of days by two authoritative sources, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries itself and the International Energy Agency, or the IEA. In addition to new COVID-19 lockdowns, the IEA blamed teleworking and weak air travel for the downturn in crude demand in even more fragile markets. Air New Zealand will cut up to 385 more cabin crew staff due to a lack of long-haul international flying, taking its COVID-19 related job losses to around 37% of its workforce. The percentage figure is higher than the cuts to nearly 30% of jobs at Australia's Qantas Airways and around 20% at Singapore Airlines. Air New Zealand said in a statement on Wednesday it would need fewer cabin crew due to the decline in demand on North America routes, which had led it to reduce return flights to Los Angeles to 3 a week from daily and convert San Francisco flights to cargo only.